In other news today, four of the accused in the Sindiso Magaqa murder trial have pleaded not guilty to all 11 charges against them. The former ANC Youth League Secretary General, a councillor at the time, was gunned down at a car wash in Umzimkhulu in 2017. Prosecutors want to show that the matter was politically motivated. Nobuhle Modise following this case. She joins us now. Nobuhle, good afternoon to you. What's happened in court?
Very good afternoon, Stephen. So before the court adjourned earlier for lunch, the state prosecutor advocate Lawrence Gaba was questioning the first witness on the stand, which is Jabulile Msiya, who was also in the car at the time Sindiso Magaqa was gunned down in July 2017. She was one of the people in the vehicle together with Newzroom Afrika, and so she stands today as the first witness as the trial gets underway after almost 6 grueling years of them trying to find answers to what has happened. But essentially at the center of this investigation and today's line of questioning by the state prosecutor was around that memorial hall in Umzimkhulu, which was being constructed, and Msiya was asked what happened there, and so she was explaining that when she joined the executive committee in Umzimkhulu, she then picked up an irregularity in the sense that the work done on the ground at the hall did not match the expenditure that was being recorded. So then an Auditor General did come into play, and they gave their report, which also found that there was irregular expenditure. And she says she doesn't remember the exact figure, but it was around 17 million rand, and she can't say if it was for the entire project because the project did begin before 2015. So she says that figure, that 17 million rand figure, was for that particular phase of the construction, and she says the AG report also recorded that there was irregular expenditure of plus minus 17 million rand. She says after that they were then them as a committee wanted to find out what to do next, and then they couldn't agree as a committee, and part of that committee also included Sindiso Magaqa and Kai, who was also a member of the executive committee. When they couldn't agree, they then took the matter to council, who also didn't agree with each other, and what they didn't agree on essentially was the fact that the investigation should be done from the outside, because the municipality does have impact, which does the investigations within the municipality. And so there was a bit of disagreement there. So when that happened, the office of the Premier, and the Premier at the time was Umzimkhulu, then undertook that particular investigation, and then they came back with their report, which was handed over to the municipal manager at the time, Khosana, who's also known as Rambo. And according to Jabulile Msiya, she says that he refused to let them in on what the exact report and the recommendations that came from the office of the Premier following their investigation of what exactly happened with the memorial hall. Following that, she says the municipal manager, Khosana, then said he wanted to consult the municipality's legal counsel, but when he did that, he did not include them. When she says them, she means herself, Magada, as well as Kai, and she says he instead involved members of the committee which were against the three of them. And she also mentioned things such as the municipal manager referring to Magada as Inkwenkwe, basically meaning that they will not be told what to do by a young boy. So she says there were a bit of tensions there in the beginning. Their relationship wasn't well because of the particular irregular expenditure coming from Memorial Hall. So as time went by, they were then, relentless in wanting to find out exactly what was in that report that came from the Premier's office, but he wasn't letting down. And so the prosecutor then also went on to ask about, the politics of the region at the time. And at the time, in December 2017, there was supposed to be an ANC elective conference that was supposed to take place, and we understand that at the time the Harigwala region wanted to hold their own conference before that elective conference in December, and Sindiso Magaqa was earmarked for a position of a deputy secretary in the region, and that was something that was well known. And if he was indeed elected, he would then also be the one to monitor everything that the municipal manager at the time, Khosana, was doing. And You know, he kind of alluded to the fact that the reason why he was taken out in the manner that he was taken out is because, number one, he was earmarked for that position, and number two, that he wasn't letting them in on what exactly that report from the Premier's office entailed regarding the irregular expenditure regarding that memorial hall. So we adjourned because it is almost 4 o'clock, and the prosecutor has told the court that tomorrow he wants to pick up from the day of the incident in July when Sindiso Magaqa was shot, and herself as well as Nontsikelelo Mafa, who were in the vehicle at the time, and that's where he will pick up the line of questioning from. But today he focused on, you know, that memorial hall, which is at the center of why Sindiso Magaqa was shot dead in July 2017, and tomorrow he will pick it up from that time when on that fateful day in July 2017 he will then get into the line of questioning regarding what happened on that particular day. Stephen.
Nobuhle, thank you very much indeed. So much to come from a very, very important case. All right, more coverage, of course, of that as the details do emerge.